To start creating the navigation bar, I'll go to the top of the HTML page. And after the body tag, I'll start by typing nav with the class name sidebar and then close the tag. Inside this nav tag, I will create a div with the class name logo. Here we will place the project logo, and within the logo div, we'll set the image source with the location of the logo image file and then give it a name of logo. Let me create an image tag here and insert the path to the folder that holds the image. Let me check the image location, and since it's in the same folder as our workspace, we only need to specify the name, that in this case is logo.png. As you can see, the logo is already inserted in the project. And if we right click and go to inspect, we can see that the logo is indeed inside the navigation bar. Let's go back to VS Code and create a UL section after this div tag here. Let me just correct this line of code and close it with this div in this line. After this div, I will create a UL tag with the class name navlinks and close the tag. Inside this UL, I will now create the links. To do this, I will write LE and then an A tag where we can place an hyperlink. Then I will say that target equals blank. So this means that the link will open in a new tab, and then we can close the A tag. The text for this link in this case will be website. If we go back to the browser, we can see that we have the first item in our navigation bar, and we can even click to test it. And since we set target equals blank, every time this link is clicked, a new tab opens. To finish this first link, we just need to define the page that will open after the link is clicked. So in this case it's website, so let's search for the official website of the zoo. Let's copy the link of this page and then paste it here within the href. If we go back to the browser and click this link again, we'll see that the website opens in a new tab. Now let's define the next link in the list. I will just copy this line of code and paste it on the line below. In this case, the href won't be a link because in one of the upcoming videos we will set up an interactivity for when this button is clicked. So let me just assign an ID. I will call it animals-link, remove the target and set the name to animals. Let's follow the same process as before. The href of this one will be cardinal rules. The ID will be rules-link and the name will be rules. For the next one, let's copy the line above because we want a link that in this case will redirect the visitor directly to a ticket purchase page. The name of this button will be tickets. And now we just need to change the link, so let's go back to the zoo's website, find the page where tickets can be purchased, this one, and paste the URL inside the href of our HTML. Next I will create another line of code which will have an href called cardinal info, an ID set to info-link, and the name will be informations. The next one will be gift shop which will also be a clickable event, one for picnic area, and all these clickable elements need to have either an ID or a class name. We will also create one for the playground, the toilets, for the coffee shops, and finally a button for parking. I will now press Ctrl+S to save and see how this navigation bar is coming along. We can see that all the links are set up, but we need to apply some CSS styles, and that's what we are going to start doing now. Let's start by styling the sidebar. So in the CSS file we will write .sidebar, open curly braces. Let's start defining the width with 300 pixels. The height will be 100, viewport height, and background color, not origin but color, and the code will be -333. We can see that we now have this rectangle on the left side of the screen, but let's go back to the CSS and set, for example, the position as fixed. Left will be 0, this will align the bar completely to the left. Padding will be 20 pixels, and I will add also a box shadow on the right side of the navigation bar. And I will set this box shadow as 2 pixels, 0, 5 pixels, and choose a shadow color, which in this case will be a dark tone. Now let's complete it with the box sizing, that will be border dash box. Let's go back to the map, and we can already see that this navigation bar looks much more appealing now. We can immediately see that something is quite off, that is the logo. We will need to adjust its position and size, and that's exactly what we are going to do right now. On the CSS, since this logo is inside the sidebar, we will define .sidebar.logo with curly braces and type display flex and justify content center. And next, we need to apply also the styles to the image itself, which means targeting the image tag. For this, I will write once again .sidebar.logo and then image. Open curly braces, and I will set max width 50% and height will be auto. And let's see how it looks now. We can see that the logo is now in a much more appealing position. And now let's change the styles of our links. So let's go back to the CSS and write .sidebar.nav-links and then set list style none to remove the bullets from the list, those dots before the names. Let me just correct here by adding the dash here. Padding will be 0, margin will be 0 as well. Display flex direction will be column, and justify content will be center. And then to adjust the available height for the links, accounting for the logo, we will set height will be calc 100, view height port minus 80 pixels, like this. Now let's define the styles for the individual links by writing .sidebar.nav-links LE with curly braces, and we'll need to say that margin bottom will be 20 pixels. This will give 20 pixels of space between each link. Next, we will write .sidebar.nav-links and then A to set text styles. And we will say that text decoration will be none to remove the underline of the text. Color will be white. Font size 18 pixels, display block, and let's see how it's looking now. It's really coming together now. Let's now enhance the style by adding padding 2 pixels, border radius 4 pixels, and then transition, background color 0.3 seconds, and this so that when we over the text, the color changes in 0.3 seconds. Okay, so we need just to create the transition. To create the transition, we need to type .sidebar.navlinks a, then over, curly braces, and we need to define the color that will change. So background color, and I will set the RGB with the code 82, 179, and 112. And let's return to the map. And we can now see that every time we hover over the text, we get this super interesting transition effect. For example, if we change this value from 0.3 seconds to 3 seconds, the color will take much longer to appear, as you can see. Let's go back to the previous value and let's improve the effect. Let's add color RGB with the values 252, 234, and 190. This way the map style matches what happens on the official zoo website. In fact, we can even confirm that ourselves. Let's go back to VS Code and let's change one thing in the HTML file, because when we added spacing between the links, the effect didn't activate because I forgot to place the LE tag before the A tag. So we just need to place this LE before the A tag. After fixing everything, we'll see that links now will have vertical spacing of 20 pixels between each other, as we previously typed on the CSS file. Here we go. It looks way more interesting. If we go back to CSS, this part of the code wasn't active before, but now it's fixed. And now we can also center the text within the navbar by simply adding text align center here on the sidebar navlinks A. Okay, so text align center, and if we go back to the map, we can see that all the links are now centered. That's all for this video. In the next one, we will apply an effect to the map whenever the animals button is clicked.